because all of whatever this is.
So how is everybody tonight?
Couldn't be better, Lauren.
Fine.
That's awesome.
Fantastic.
I'm honored to be on the call with you guys. This is awesome. And, so we got everybody on. So Mark, I'm going to go ahead and let you lead the way, and I'll just kind of follow along like a little puppy.
Well, you know, I'm excited about that med bed you got in the corner. I understand Angie Mason, some people from my team are out there visiting you, and I understand they're getting a bed real soon. Are you training them how to use it?
We had about 14 or 15 or 18 people here yesterday, and we were here until 9 o'clock, letting people get in and out and do their stuff. So they're doing their training and getting ready for us to come out.
Very good, very good. Well, tonight, we really wanted to spend a little time with you and thank you for, first of all, doing such a great job. We're loving this technology, and, you know, we're working through the pay system and trying to get on board. And I think most people have figured that out. But our real information is learning how to navigate through this new quick scan technology, the clearing, the shield, the supercharger, the focus, the zen, the grounding, and the neural aerobics. We're wondering if you could just kind of share what you had in mind when you invented this and how we are to use it.
Okay, so let's go back a couple years ago real quick. The whole purpose for the handheld AO system was to put inner voice in the hands of as many people as we could, because we really feel inner voice, getting down to the emotional level, is the key. So that's how we started. We started with the Android phone, putting the inner voice on. Well, by the time we got that implemented, we realized that we could actually add some of these other things like the vitals and the comprehensive and the Cephi. And so over the last 8 or 9 months, and you guys have been with us from the beginning, so you know that rough road we've had to get all these things ported from the big scanner down to the handheld. But the reason that we put quick scan in is, you know, you don't need to have, let me just turn off my phone real quick. I'm so sorry. I'm normally better at this. Turn that down. You don't need to go in and see the dentist every day. You don't need to go get an x-ray every day. You don't need to do all those every day. The vitals and the comprehensive are things that you should use once a week, maybe 2-3 times a week if you're feeling under the weather. But inner voice you need to do every day, and preferably 2 or 3 times in a day. Along those same lines, we added in your morning scan and your evening scan, and then we gave you the clearing and the shield, and then we gave you the other programs. And let me tell you something. The whole quick scan is going to take a quantum leap forward in the next few months that will blow you out of the water, in the sense that you're going to have so much more control over the music, over the frequencies behind the music, and over how it actually goes into you. This is a software that we've been working on for years. Getting it down to the phone has been a big challenge, but we're getting close, and we should have that finished in the next month or 2. But until then, the system, when you scan yourself, it will take all the frequencies that it picks up that need to be addressed, and then randomly select a piece of music to go in front of it. Okay. And so you're going to get sick and tired of that music in a period of time. But the stuff that's happening is what's behind the music, not the music itself. That is always changing, always being modified every time you do a scan. So let me take the first one, your morning scan. When you do your morning scan, what we want to do is get the synapses in the brain. We want to get your neuroactivity up to the gamma range, up into 40 hertz. Now, we don't want to leave you there, but we want to get you fully awake, fully processing, so that you can drop back down into the beta range through your day. The evening scan does the opposite. We want to drop you down into theta. We want you to be able to quiet your mind and allow your brain to settle down, disperse with the noise, and allow you to have a better night's sleep. The supercharger is one of those things like when you're going through the middle of your day and you're just kind of needing a little bump, you hit that 2 o'clock hump in the day, you just sit back, do your scan, and hit the supercharger and let that 3 minutes go. I guarantee if you start doing that, you'll start to see that your afternoons will just pick up. Now, let's say it's not so much you're at the hump, but you're having a hard time concentrating. Then you want to hit focus. And maybe on the weekend or in the evening, you want to do some meditation. That's what Zen is for. Or you're just kind of scattered. We all get that way from time to time. That's what the grounding is for. Now, those are always going to change based on your frequencies at the moment. The music will be the same, but your frequencies, I hate to use the word therapies, but that sound therapy will always be optimized for what you need at that moment. Grounding and or shielding and clearing. Whenever you're working with other people, it's always good to clear your biases. And it's the biases we're talking about that are subconscious. You want to clear those, and it only takes, a few seconds, but it kind of clears those off, and then you want to immediately shield. And that shield is to protect you from the negative emotions that might be coming from the clients you're working with. So those two works, hand in hand. You do one and then the other. When I'm working with clients on a day-to-day, throughout the day, and I've got one after another, I will clear and shield between every single client. It's simple. It takes me less than a minute, and I can actually give my client 100% without any of my frustrations or biases or their frustrations or their negativities affecting what we're trying to accomplish with the scan. In fact, I'll even do a clearing and a shield with a client that comes in really in a bad state. I said, why don't let's just clear everything out and do a clearing on them as well. So I know I'm preaching to the choir here. You guys understand this, but a lot of people don't understand and comprehend the whole quantum field. But I know you can attest with me, there's a change happening. People are starting to be awakened to the beauty of and the power of the energetic field. And so for me, if I have somebody that's having a struggle with this whole concept, I'll just sit down and I'll say a simple thing like, have you ever gone into a room full of people and you can't wait to get out? Or the converse, you walk into a room and you could just sit down and spend the rest of the night there because it's just so comfortable. What's the difference? Could be the same people. It's just the energy of that group at that moment in time. In the Bible, it says, stand ye in holy places, right? When we go into these places and those frequencies aren't conducive to us, and it could be a church, it could be a bar. It's not a holy place at that moment when we're not in conduct. The spirit can't move through us. The energies can't work with us. And so I'll explain to them, you ever shook somebody's hand and just felt you're not comfortable, or shook somebody's hands and you immediately pull them in and give them a hug? What's the difference? It's the energetic field around them. So I'll help them understand we're just dealing with those things. And I found that people who pray, they're much easier to help bridge that belief gap of the energetic. So for me, it's always important to educate the people in a way that they can understand that this is real stuff. This is your energy. What makes you feel one way or the other. But anyways, a really convoluted answer to a very direct question. What's your next question?
Well, I thank you for going through those categories, especially the morning is to bring you up, and the evening is to put you back in a relaxing state. And supercharge is theta, and focus is focused attention, and zen is meditation. And grounding gets you out of the being scattered. But what about the neural aerobics?
I love neuroaerobic. Neuroaerobics is another one. It's kind of like the morning one, except we're taking you up into gamma, then down into high beta, and then back up to gamma, and then down into theta, and then back up to gamma. It's basically doing a cardio for your brain. It's going up and down, just giving you that exercise. Have you guys played with these yet and
Yes,
experimented?
yes.
It just kind of gets things popping. And so for me, if I'm having a struggle focusing, like this last week when we were getting, or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, we did the commission thing. That's a hectic week here and a lot of moving parts. And I did my supercharger, and then I did my neuroaerobics, and then I did my focus.
Mhm.
And I swear, I mean, I know that took like almost 10 minutes to do, but I'm telling you, I felt like I was on my game at that moment.
Yeah.
So I mix and match. And like I say, it's only going to get better as some of these new updates come out.
Hey, but everyone down here has been asking about stacking, the way we used to be able to stack. Are we going to get that back?
Yeah. And there's a video that we put up on, I don't know if it was Facebook or YouTube, about that very thing. But I'll tell you what I said in that video. Stacking, the way you were doing it, was a byproduct of a bug in the software. You were not supposed to be able to go into Cephi, open up frequency, hit play, and then leave, and it still keep playing. That was not supposed to happen. So people found out that they could do that, and so they would go in, set up a frequency, go out, come back in, open up another one, go out, come back, open up another one. And the concept is solid. The problem is the machine wasn't in sync. So each time you layered on another frequency, you could actually, without even knowing it, cancel out one of those frequencies, because if you've got a frequency going up like this and another one doing the same thing, but it's 180 degrees out of phase, that means when this one's coming up, the other one's coming down, and guess what happens? They cancel.
Yes.
Just like noise canceling headphones. And so you might have 6 or 7 layers in there, and 3 of them are being canceled out. Now, we've told you that we are developing what's called a playlist, and that should be available by May, maybe a little sooner. When the playlist goes in, you'll be able to go into Cephi, go into frequencies, you'll be able to go into any of them, open up a playlist and say, okay, I want to do arthritis, I want to do pain in the joints, I want to do, and you just move them over into the playlist, and you can store that playlist. So you don't have to keep going back and doing it every single time. And you'll be able to do multiple playlists. So maybe you have one for arthritis, maybe you have one for insomnia, etc. You set up your playlists. The difference between that stacking and the stacking the way you were able to do it before was when you hit play, the system goes through and makes sure that every wave is starting in sync, so there is no cancellation. So it wasn't like we took away stacking. We just were fixing some of the other bugs in there, and it did away with stacking. And like I said in the video, I'm happy about that, because it's like a pharmacist giving you the wrong medicine. Not that it would hurt you, but you weren't necessarily getting what you thought you were getting. So when the playlists go active, then you can stack what you want. And I'll tell you another, stacking is solid. Go into a health food store, buy a little Byron homeopathic. Look at the label. There's as many as 15 different ingredients in there.
Definitely. Herbs too.
Yes. But the difference with that is they layered those one at a time when they put those in. We make big Cephi programmers for homeopathic pharmacies in California, where they can do, 200-300 remedies at a time. And so I'm very familiar with how to put these frequencies on. It's just, if it's not done right, you're not going to hurt anybody. You're just not going to get the 100%. So that's why stacking went away, but it's also why it's coming back.
It's coming back, but the correct way
The correct way.
to optimize. Hey,
Yep.
Dr. Imani, why don't we open it up to our wonderful listeners for questions?
Yes, that would be fine. Hey, Lauren, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks for joining us. And if anyone has a question, I see Rachel's hand and Dr. Faye Davis. Rachel, how are you?
Hi. Great, thank you. And this is really great, Lauren, to
Hi,
have
Rachel.
you here. Yeah, hi. So I have a couple quick questions. When the headphones, do they fit in right in front or just at the on the X on this part of the ear that's the front little? Because I didn't notice it.
Your
until we did the-
jawbone. You want it to be on or as close to the jawbone as possible. You want
Okay.
the resonant through the whole skull. So when you put them on, if you can put it right on
there.
the jawbone. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, and then after I do the quick scan and I do inner voice really quickly, I noticed that it's a little bit much for my head. I noticed that it might be a little bit much. So I wondered how long I should wait or do it before.
You know, when we're encouraging somebody to take multiple supplements, rule of thumb, especially if you're doing a supplement with a medication, 20 minutes in between. So
Okay,
that there's no cross contamination. Now, frequency is a little bit different, but sometimes frequencies can be even more powerful. So the morning scan can actually do away with your need to do inner voice in the morning. I would do one or the other. Okay.
okay,
And if you wanted to do inner voice and morning scan, I'd make sure that there was at least 20, 30 minutes in between.
okay. But the evening one, you can do the inner voice before and wait for a while or after, or
Yeah,
just the
of
same
course.
thing? Okay,
Yeah, no,
same
same.
thing. Okay, and then I have a question about the cards. You know, when you're I call them cards, but the inner voice information sheets,
The
right?
reports.
Reports, yeah. So when you're talking about the affected note F, and then you have the B is the
Balance.
note, your balancing note, you don't put magenta as the color for the glasses or for the color, but it's the other way around. It's magenta and the other way around.
Yeah, the
And
color.
the same with turquoise and blue.
Right. The colors. So here's how this, and inner voice reports, you're going to have new inner voice reports, not this update, but the next one, that are a little clearer and easier to read and understand, because there's been a lot of confusion about that. You're right. We don't give you the note. We're telling you, okay, this was the note that was affected, and this is the harmonizing, balancing one. This is when you listen to correct the one that was affected.
Right.
Okay? The glasses are already the balancing color. So we don't show you which color because it's not important.
Well,
So,
but that's not my question, but you can finish. So
no, go ahead.
because when you're looking at the affected note B, then the color is magenta. But when you're looking at the corrective note B, the balancing color is violet.
Right. But you want the affected notes color, but you want the balancing notes harmonic frequency.
Oh, that I've been doing it wrong. Okay, but wait, now in the morning scan, today, for example, I've been taking pictures of them because this is confusing me. So when I look at let's say this morning scan, I'm going to look at the picture. I had high octave 5. The color was dark blue. The note was E. So the note was the corrective note was E, but the affected note was G sharp.
Okay. Yeah. These are really good questions, and that shows you that I don't do a very good job of explaining. So on your morning scan and your evening scan, your colors, well, you don't do colors in the evening scan, but your affected note and your colors may not be the same as if you did an inner voice. Totally different therapeutic
Oh,
thing. We're trying to wake you up,
got it.
not you, but you get your brain activity. So the color to help do that might be different than it
Okay.
was an inner voice one. You see?
Got it. Okay.
So that's
Okay.
why we give you the 2 colors instead of 4.
But when I'm doing inner voice, I always wear the color of the bottom.
Yes. They'll tell
Okay.
you the affected color.
Right.
So totally different application, totally different functionality, but you're very astute to pick that up. And I'm glad you did, because I need to address that in the future videos.
Hey, thank
Okay.
you,
And the
Dr. Faye.
okay. Thank
Dr.
you.
Faye, and then we'll go into Rita.
Mhm.
Okay, good evening, Lauren. Thanks for being on the call with us.
Hi, thank you.
Yes, so I have a comment and then I have a question. I'll give you my comment first. I want to thank you for introducing Dr. Charles McWilliams to our community. We learn a lot from him, and it's very complimentary to the things we're doing with the scanner. And
He's
I
brilliant.
don't know if you've gotten any feedback on that, but I just wanted to chime that in. And on Wednesday, he did a special session with practitioners, and it was awesome. It was really great.
I'm
And
so happy.
it helps a lot because there was a lot of cross-pollination among different practitioners and those of us that are armchair practitioners or novices or whatever. But it was great. He does an awesome job. That's my comment.
Thank you.
All right. Then my question has to do with the enhancement in selfie, the quantum homeopathics. So we've spent several weeks with Dr. McWilliams on the homeopathy, and a lot of these things I've never heard of, and I don't know what they're for. Is this where we're going to get a definition at some point to say what these do?
Yeah. Okay, the definition will go on. We have an update coming out on Sunday, and then we
Okay.
have another one the following Sunday. That one has, so when you go on to your homeopathics or your homeoenergetics, when you click on it, it will bring up a little description box, okay? Now, let me tell you, the description will be very basic because it's a fine line of a description and a diagnose. So it'll tell you what the root name is, what the main symptoms it's used for, and not much more. However, there's a couple distributors or Qs out there that have put together some beautiful charts that go into a lot of detail on each one of those. And those we're making available in your back office. Those will probably go in sometime next week. But as far as what comes up on the screen, it'll just be, here's the, that
Tuberculin, rust toxin, Knox vomica,
yes, perfect.
digestion, gas, bloating.
So it just kind of gives you an idea. Remember, we need to remember whenever we're using the scanner on other people in particular, we've always got to make sure we're helping them understand this is to educate them, not to treat them.
Mhm.
And it's very, very, I mean, it's a very fine line, but you guys understand this. We
Yeah.
want to be able to keep this device in the hands of people. And we've got to just be really careful that we don't step over those lines, but those will be in there. Now on your homeoenergetics, everywhere it says DT, that's just short for detox, because on the labels that we provide with those bottles, there's not enough room to spell out the word detox. So it's just whatever detox. If it doesn't say DT, then that means it's a supportive remedy, not a detoxing remedy. It's like Heart Plus is a support for the heart. HSDT is herpes simplex DT, detox. Okay.
That's what that.
Hey, Lauren.
Yeah, that's what HS. Yes.
Yeah, I want to make a quick comment before. I saw Rita had her hand up and I don't see it up anymore. Maybe her question was answered. But next we have Oshun.
No, it wasn't.
It's still up, Rita? Okay, all right. A quick comment, Lauren. And that is, I'm seeing Rita's face instead of Lauren's. Take your face off screen, Rita. Okay.
You've got a better face than mine. You were better off with that one.
There you go. Lauren. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second, Rita. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this because you made a comment about the Qs, and then you said the distributor, you said distributor, then you said the Qs. The Qs does not have a real positive connotation because of this whole QAnon thing. You've heard.
We know.
So we might need to drop that and just call us distributors. Because seriously, I've gotten a lot of feedback and comments about that, and I just wanted to share it with you while we're online with the folks.
I appreciate that, and we knew that going in. So we've been trying to let people know that a Q is a quantum living advocate. But yeah,
Right.
I mean, I've been in the industry a while. Distributor is the word that I'm familiar with too. So we are looking on ways to do that, and we're hoping that we don't get lumped into that other QAnon thing. So
Right. Okay, as long as you're aware of it, I just thank you for that. Sure. Rita, you're up.
Okay, my question is quick. Lawrence, I purchased the Bluetooth, the bone conducting with Bluetooth. And I was just wondering do you get better results with the Bluetooth as opposed to the other one that you connect to the phone, to the device?
okay, okay. If you're using a device other than an AO scan device, like an iPhone or a Samsung or any other Android, you're going to get better results with this, okay, with the Bluetooth one. If you're using the AO scan tablet or one of the AO scan handsets, handphones, then it's almost a wash. So just the normal headset. So we came out with the Bluetooth, and I'll just straight up with you. We're getting more. Our orders are coming in faster than the suppliers can keep up with the devices. And a lot of that is because of the whole COVID thing and the bad relationships between China and US. Texas Instrument can't ship their chips in to China anymore. And so in January, we had to really rethink how we were going to do this. And so we went in and made some changes to the software itself so that it could function more like an app on a phone, so it wouldn't matter what phone you were on. I know this is a lot of explanation for your very short question, but we felt with just using the normal iPhone or Android, we didn't get as much resolution, and we were losing about 20% of the upper and lower harmonics because those phones and stuff were not balanced to what we're doing. Remember, we're not selling you a phone with a music player to listen to music. So the resolution of our phones and our tablets is geared towards the resolution of the frequencies going in and out of the head.
Okay.
When I'm using an iPhone or another Android device, they have really high-end music players, but they lose about 10 to 20% of the top frequencies and 10 to 20% of the lower frequencies when it comes to the scanner stuff. So we went and had a company in China redo you'll see these on Amazon, this housing, but we went to them and says, can you put our coils in so that they're matched to our frequencies? And they were kind enough to do that. And so we have this specifically for a non-AO device. Okay, your other ones, your wired ones, and this will obviously work on our devices, but the other ones are a lot less expensive, and so it's the same. Did I just confuse the whole issue there, or did I answer that?
I think you answered it. If I can interpret what you said, bottom line is it works. You like the coils better, and the earbuds do work, but that coil is the bomb.com.
Right, there you go. Okay.
Hey, Pearl, would you like to share?
Yes, good evening. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, Pearl.
For joining us. We appreciate you. I got a concern in reference to when the quick scan was launched. My phone has not worked properly ever since. The quick scan, each time I go to do it, the error comes up saying that I'm not allowing the microphone.
Okay,
And that's not the case at all. And then if I don't click OK, the quick scan will run indefinitely. So I click OK and stop it. And then I get the same exact thing every single time. I get green on, you probably can't see that. I get green on both sides and the same octave and the same note every single time, no matter if I do it
okay. Are you on a clear device?
a clear device. How do you?
Is that
A clear phone.
Is that a clear
No, I'm
phone?
using my AO scan phone.
That phone is my AO scan? Didn't look like it.
No, this is my iPhone. I just took a picture of the screen
okay.
to show
That's-
you. Yeah, I'm just
okay.
showing you what the screen actually comes up and gives me each time when I go to do my quick scan. I get that. Then I get the green on both sides every single time, no matter what. And I'm so appreciative of the AO Scan crew because I have spoken to every single person there probably. I've been on the line for hours on hold, and they have tried indefinitely to try their best to help me. Me and Ellen are now good friends. And she has reported my incident, not about the phone. I have another separate issue. If we got time, I'll mention that to you. But anyhow, I did the hard reset reluctantly because I was afraid.
He's the president.
Okay, I'm gonna let you have the short version of the other concern too. But I did the hard reset. I was afraid I was gonna lose my profiles, and I did not. But I did the hard reset, and I was like, now I can do my quick scan. Nope, it still doesn't do it.
Okay.
I also have that problem too.
So here's what I'm gonna suggest. Okay.
Okay.
There have been a few people that have reported the same problem. So let me take one at a time. If you go in and you do a quick scan and you get the same note and same color, that means it did not recognize or hear your microphone. So that means it didn't pick up anything. Now, I have 4 devices and I have not been able to duplicate that on my devices. Our engineering team has I think 11 or 12 devices. They've not been able to duplicate it on any of those devices. So I don't know what it is. And if we can't resolve it, we're going to send you a new phone.
Yay.
Okay.
Yay.
Be a new tablet too, Lauren.
Well, I will gladly take the new phone because it happens all the time, every time.
Okay. But let me tell you, have you gone into your history?
Yep.
Yes,
cleared
I've
out
cleared
everything.
the history, I've cleared the cache, I've turned it off, powered it on. I've done everything.
I understand. Like I say, if we have to change the phone, we'll change the phone. But when you go in to clear your history, are you clearing the history for all time or just one day? Are you for sure clearing all time?
All of it.
Yes.
Wow.
I've done it for all time, several times.
I'm really, really sorry because that's the last thing we want you to experience.
I know, right?
I will talk to customer support in the morning.
Thank you.
But I'm not just going to talk to them. I'm going to have them send out a new device. When you get your device, please send your other one back.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right.
Not a problem. And one more quick concern. I don't know if this is happening to anyone else as well. My debit card that was on file to do my subscription fee from is a card that I had to cancel, and my bank reissued me a new card. When I went into the back office to remove the old card to put the new card in, it will not take it. It keeps saying transaction declined. We tried 3 different cards from that particular same bank. None of them will be accepted.
Who are you working with? Or was this just you on your back office?
This is me with Ellen and me with 3 or 4 other people.
We're going to have to put you on payroll.
Yeah,
so
I'll take that.
So here's what we need to do. So they couldn't put your card in either?
No, what happened was I said, well, let's try another bank, a totally different institution. And I would rather not have that as the card, but it accepted that card with no problem. My bank said there's nothing wrong with my card, but so that Solex system, whatever your system is it in the US, by the way? Because my bank told me to ask that question.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not out of the country, so that's not it. No, it will not take that card from that institution. We don't know why, and I don't know.
Okay, Dr. Cheryl, you are next. Get ready. I'm wondering,
Or was it-
Oshun, could you give him your number so maybe he can
Yes.
follow up?
Okay, Lauren, my number is 404-849-1781.
And you're listed under Pearl Gordon or Oshun?
Pearl, Pearl, Gordon, Gordon. And I'm also in there under my business name, which is All Is One Wellbeing.
Okay, thank you so much. If we could just have you limit from this point on, no more than a minute so we can
1
get
minute
to
each.
everyone.
And
Okay.
I had some people before Dr. Mason, Dr.
Okay,
Mark.
Doctor, if you got your order.
I think Glenda Fulton, and then Mimi, and then Ayo Ma'at, and then Cheryl Mason, and then James Gilmore.
Okay, and then we'll wrap up after that. Lauren, thank you for your time. I know you off.
No problem.
Clock. So, but we are the community that loves this technology, and we're grateful to get some answers here. So, Ayo Ma'at.
Ayo Ma'at.
All right, Ayo.
Can't
We
hear
can't
you,
hear you. Ayo, we can't hear
Okay,
you.
can you hear me?
Yes, we got you.
Okay, thank you so much. I had similar problems to Pearl Gordon. Forgive me, Pearl, I couldn't pronounce your last name yet. However, I did get it working. I was getting the same color with different octaves on QuickScan. I did call Kerry. He told me to use InterVoice until they get the glitch out of QuickScan because it wouldn't play the music. My other question was concerning when we're broadcasting to someone else, they're not a client, they just want us to, help them with clearing and shield. If my picture is there, how am I able to broadcast to them? How is it that it knows? How does the AI know that if I'm broadcasting, whether it's harmonics or, whatever?
Okay, you can't. You can't. If you're
Okay,
broadcasting, it has to be the picture of the individual you're broadcasting to.
And they won't give us the picture. Okay.
They won't give you a picture.
No.
Okay, then what you can do if they don't want to give you a picture is write their name on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Take a picture of that and use that as their picture.
Oh, thank you. That was simple. Now, I did get a new cord. Thank God I can go back to doing my scan. Is that something that needs to be fixed when the cords for the charger, not the charge itself, but the cords just won't go back into the slot? Is that something that needs to be optimized?
We don't know. We are, like I said, we've had issues with devices, and I'm not trying to not take responsibility. I'm just saying some of these issues we just can't get resolution, and that's why we went back and said, if you're having an issue, go to your normal phone and load it there, and you work with that until we can find out how to fix these problems. One of the issues, we really love the original Blackview phone. They cannot provide them to us anymore because they can't get the Texas Instrument chip. Now that may change in the next few months, but for right now, we're held hostage because we can't get some parts.
Wow.
So it's, we're working as best we can with the situations we have. Now, trust me, we are as dysfunctional as any other group out there. We're trying to get better at what we do. And my focus has been really just on getting the AO scan software finished to the point of what we promised everybody. Kai Larson's, his main focus is to make sure that we're doing everything legal, ethically, and making sure that this new back office, when it comes to commissions, is accurate. Marvin's main focus is to make sure that we get all of our literature in compliance and right and stuff. Shelby Larson, her whole thing is to make sure that when you guys have issues, she gets the information to the people that need to fix it. I'm going to tell you something else that's been really a struggle. I don't know why, but we are having a horrible time hiring more people. And I don't know if it's because of the unemployment stuff. We've got people that don't want to work. They just want the unemployment check. We start people at $15 an hour. And if they are good after a week, after the first month, then we take them to 18. So we're not paying really low wages. I know those aren't high wages, but the average wage for customer support in Utah starts at 11. And we're $4. We can't get people in here. And it's been a real struggle. So I appreciate your patience as we try to work through some of these issues, some that are our fault, some that are not our fault, but we're trying to please you as fast as we can and make the changes as fast as we can. And I appreciate so much of you being patient with us as we try to muddle through this.
One more question. The lime and gold, how is green at the same frequency as lime and yellow at the same frequency as gold?
Okay, good question. When we were working with the color therapist people, any shade of green works for lime or green or the green area. Gold and yellow, the difference in wavelength through the glass. Okay, now a printed color is without a question noticeably different. But when the light is coming through the lens, the difference between gold and yellow is so minute that it didn't justify the expense to have to put in those two other lenses. And so we've had people say, well, I want the gold lens and I want the lime lens. There is not a nickel's worth of difference in the therapeutic value through that lens. So that's why we did that.
Thank you.
Is there a way that you could overlay a yellow and the whatever shade of green you have and come closer to that line?
Of course you could, and we could actually come out with a true gold and a true lime and a true, I can't remember what the other, it's one of the red ones. You will not see any benefit by doing that. Okay. And here's the other thing. You only need those lenses on for about 15 minutes. Then change your lens or take them off. I've got people here in my office that wear their lenses all day long, and that's fine, but you don't need it. It's, you can only drink so much water at a time, right? You can only get so much benefit of that light passing through the lens into your brain. Then the brain has to process it. The body has to deal with that information. It's just like if my wife tells me to go pick up my shoes, and she keeps telling me that and keeps telling me that and keeps telling me that, pretty soon I'm going to tune her out completely. We need to just give it what it needs and then let the body do the rest.
Hey, thank you. Mimi, I think you're next.
And no, I thought I was.
Oh, Glenda, we missed you because I didn't see your hand anymore. So you go and then Mimi.
Well, hi, Fan. And thank you all. I'm grateful for him being on as well. And my question is, I have wrote and sent information, Lauren, and no one has answered us about how do the taxes get exempt for non-for-profit? I have several people's waiting to get scanners, but they have maybe several people's in the organization they're buying for. And so I have 3 already throughout my organization. We're still paying the taxes. So are they going to answer our question eventually, or how do that go? The tax exempt.
I'm going to answer it for you right now. Do you have a tax exempt number?
Yes, I put it in your when I did the applications to get the items.
Okay, let me talk with the company that does this. Is called Direct Scale. I will call them in the morning and find out. We are still working out some of the things with this new back office. So obviously that's one that's not fixed. I will work on that tomorrow for you and let you know. Now, listen, I know you can call in here and be put on hold for 20, 30 minutes. I know that you can send emails in. There's only
Lauren,
so much.
I'm actually good because you know what? Patient is a virtue, and I do have that. I just need to get Hawaii going and my subsidiaries, and we did pay the taxes on there. Will they be reversed to us or any consideration or what? How does it go?
I will make sure it gets. I will make sure it gets reversed if we've been charging you and you had a tax exempt number. So bear with me a little bit. I don't know how long it'll take them to fix that, but we'll get it fixed and we'll make it right.
We're going to make it right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, there's a phone call in. Is that next, Dr. Imani, or is it James Gilmore? Who's next?
Mimi.
All right, next was James Gilmore. Apologize.
Okay, James, you're on.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, James.
Great, great. My upline set me up with the inner voice. And what I noticed is that when I attempted to play the 4 tones, they would play for 30 to 45 seconds and then shut off. So does that need to be redone, or
Okay.
how can that be corrected?
So James, when that happens, that means that that program did not get fully updated or fully loaded when you updated. So here's the thing: on your device, when you open it up, take your finger at the top of the screen and just do a quick pull down, and you'll see the little spinner come on. Then if you look down at the bottom of your screen, it will say retrieving the latest version. And you need to let it go. Now, whenever it's updating, it has to be on Wi-Fi. Okay. You just either that or 5 solid bars on your phone. So let it update until it's completely updated, and then that problem will go away. That is definitely an incomplete download of the update.
Okay, thank you very much. And
You're welcome.
I'm new to all of this. So what's your title with the company?
He's president.
Okay, excellent. Hey, a hands-on president.
Hands-on. We love this guy. Hey,
Yes.
iPhone, Samaya.
Mimi, I think Mimi, because somehow we skipped her.
Okay, Mimi, it is.
Sorry.
Thank you. Hi, Lauren. This is Mimi.
Hi, Mimi.
Okay, I actually had lots of problem with the device since I got it, but I enjoyed it a lot since I got it. So some of the things, the inner voice used to work, but now when I use the inner voice, I can't hear the sound back anymore. And so also I'm gonna give you some of the problem. And sometimes when it starts loading, the infinity sign will load. For example, I just like the monthly, the 2 GB just started. It will go on like that for a week. And I do all the cleaning, all the spinning, everything. However, that all of a sudden it says the gigabytes are used up. Then I try to use a Wi-Fi if it doesn't work. I mean, your people has been so helpful. We've tried to do a lot of things. So I'm trying to find a way to understand what I could do. And the other stuff is like, oh, the quick scan, when it works, really works. When it doesn't work is I cannot hear. Sometimes I could hear some of the sounds I cannot hear. And then one of the last thing you said for the caller, you know, the loading from top to bottom, when you do that, actually my son is very techy, showed me that. When I do that, it says it's updating in the bottom, 7%, 8%. Then it gets stuck for like days. I mean, so I leave the Wi-Fi and I continue to charge it. So
okay, so Mimi, for sure you're on Wi-Fi, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have to use it, but that's a problem because sometimes when I'm outside, I want to use it with a Wi-Fi. So I'm someone, we're driving somewhere, and I can't use it.
When you've got it fully loaded, you don't always have to be on Wi-Fi to operate the program. But when you're downloading an update, you must. We found that a lot of situations, people were downloading and they didn't see the bar on the bottom of the screen. And so they would go to push to go into the program, and it disrupts the download and never completed.
Okay.
If that is persistently the case, Mimi, if that you cannot, it's downloading, but it's not working the way, then it might be a bad device, and we'll need to replace it.
Yeah,
But-
actually, they did. Like they decided they've tried everything, so they say they're gonna replace it for me.
Okay.
And because we've been working on it for a while, but I mean, I really didn't want to stand by for my first device. I was like, I want to have my first device, but okay, so I had to release the attachment, and so that's fine. I'm ready for the new one, but I just want to make sure if this thing happened. And sometimes, like also when I put my password, it works like 60%, 70%. The other 40%, I can't get in. It just keep going back. I put my password, keep going.
I'm telling you, I am 99% sure it's an incomplete download. And I'll tell you something else. I would say that better than 8 out of the 10 phones that come back with an issue, it has just not been on Wi-Fi. We've probably had less than 2% that were really bad phones.
Okay, so when do you suggest that? Okay, when I get the new one, I just want to ask you about the Wi-Fi. So I know the technology have a protection. I'm kind of iffy about the Wi-Fi leaving it overnight, especially when I leave this phone right next to me. And so I don't know when the update happened or when I just turn it on, leave the Wi-Fi for several hours. What do you suggest? How do I handle it?
Well, no, if you're on Wi-Fi, an update should not take more than 5 minutes. And
Okay.
some of them shouldn't even take longer than a minute.
Okay, that's fine. So then I'll just
I'm really
I'll just leave
sorry.
a Wi-Fi. It's okay. No, I'm actually okay. So just when I turn it on, like I'll leave it for like an hour Wi-Fi, and then I'll do that. So the last question I have is, when do we use the bone conductors, like the quick scan? I think I heard you saying that we should use it. And then when we are doing the inner voice, I was told that we don't need to use it. Can you clarify for
Yeah, I
me?
will. And I saw that question come up. So here's the thing. Inner voice, superchargers, morning scan music, evening scan music should be with headphones. And the better the quality of the headphone, the better. You can use earbuds. I prefer the over-the-ear kinds. I like what's happening is different in each ear, guys. It's different. It's not a bone conducting type therapy. Whenever you're scanning vitals, comprehensive, or your morning or evening scan, that is bone conductor. But on the others, the inner voice and the chargers and stuff, those should be with headphones. Cephi is not a listen to program. Cephi is an imprint or a broadcast. If you're broadcasting, you can turn the volume down. You don't need to hear it. It's working on the quantum field. But if you're imprinting, you want the volume up. It doesn't need to be full bore, but it needs to be audible. So Cephi, no headphones, bone conductor or otherwise. Okay. And then on the music ones, you want real headphones, and on the scans, you want bone conductors. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lauren. Appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet, Mimi.
Maybe that was great. Samaya?
Dr. Mason.
I think Samaya was
Okay, I
first.
just have two quick questions. That
Oh.
is as really, my phone been working fine all the time. I just had two quick questions, which you probably already answered. As far as the quick scan, yeah, you do have to press it again sometimes just to hear it. So I understand, we're all having problems with that. Also, with the new selfie upgrades, sometimes the volume will go down, then it stops, and then it goes back up, then it goes down. Then sometimes it's so low till you can't even hear it, and I press the volume all the way up. I just want to know about that. Thank you.
On the quantum flowers, Some of those frequencies are very low, and they'll be really low, and then it'll go high. That is the way we have to imprint the fluorescence frequencies. So those are going to be that way. Again, if you're broadcasting those, doesn't matter. If you're imprinting the quantum flowers, you almost have to have the volume all the way up to hear it. Quantum Flowers is an amazing program because it's an emotional, it's like your Bach flowers or your Australian flowers. They're amazingly powerful. So.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm excited about the Bach flowers, especially like Rescue Remedy that gets you out of trauma real quick. Now we just have two more and then we'll wrap up, Lauren. Imani, is it Chaz next?
Chaz is next, yes.
All right, Chaz.
Hi.
Hi, Chaz.
Hey, Chaz.
Hello. Well, I just wanted to find out about the med bed. I heard that it showed just now, but I missed it. And
it's on the screen. You could see it in the screen in Lauren's office.
Oh, on the screen. Okay, so is it functioning now, or like can we come there for a treatment? How is it working? I mean, is it available?
Oh, it's
working. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. We've got all of that.
And how much does it cost for a session?
Well, if you come out here, it's free.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You ain't said anything but a chicken wing. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Chaz.
Okay, thanks.
Samaya, are you still in play?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. I don't have quantum flowers, but I'll leave that for another day. I'll call somebody. I thank you again. I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. I'm a musician first, and I would like to know who is composing the music. I heard you when you were saying that the tones really behind the music are the most important thing, and I have been analyzing them. It blows my mind, the specificity down to like 369 hertz, and as opposed to 440 at times. I wanted to know, because I'm very interested in making my own music, if the songs, is it just necessary to follow the chord progressions and then just keep the tones sustained in the background like a pedal point? And are there tones like in an overtone series that we cannot hear, that we are benefiting from just as much as the balancing octave?
Okay, we'll start with one at a time.
Okay.
I buy soundtracks. I compose some of the soundtracks. I put them together. It's just music. I am no composer by any stretch. I just try to, what I like, that's what I put up. You're going to have the ability to have complete control over your music in a few months. You're going to be able to put in your own music and do some absolutely amazing things with it. It's coming.
Game changer.
We have it on our big scanner. It's a much more complicated thing to put on the handheld, but you will love it. As far as the frequencies, there are some audible frequencies, and there's a lot that's behind that you cannot hear. And so we want you to, the reason we put the music there is so that you'll listen. Otherwise, the tones can get pretty grating. And yes, you're right. We do some pretty specific things with the frequencies, and they're not always the same in each ear. So I hope that answered your question.
And Samaya, when you come to Qigong on Saturday, I'll show you in selfie where all that is.
Okay.
Yeah, you just need to update. That's all you need to do. It's there. Just update it.
Okay, and which one do I need to purchase to get more access to composing in the future? Because I only have a mobile. What do I need to purchase?
You don't need to purchase anything. It will be all available to do on your device.
Okay.
Guys, I'm telling you, we introduced this in 2006. It took 45 minutes to put together a 3-minute piece, okay? What it does to the sound will literally blow you away. We just now are able to do it in real time. And that's only because technology has got there. When this goes onto your device, you're going to be able to say, I want to go into Theta, and I want to be able to do this, and I want to be able to do this. And you'll be able to type it in. You're going to have a little teleprompter that comes up on your phone with the affirmation that you read. I'm telling you, this is a game changer.
Twilight Zone.
If it was being sold as it's on its own, I would be charging probably $800 or $900 for the program. We have more than $1 million invested into the development of just that one piece.
Wow.
So
thank you so much. Thank you.
You're sure welcome.
Okay, great.
Dr.
Anything
Rochard.
And we'll end here.
Yeah, Dr. Rochard, and that's the last person. Dr. Rochard, are you there? Unmute yourself, please. If not, we will end for this evening. I don't hear.
Well, we'd like to thank Lauren for being on the call. You are awesome, Mr. President. And let's put our hands together for Lauren.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
For growing with us.
Lauren.
Thank you.
Lauren.
Hello, this is Dr. Rochard.
Oh.
Hi, sorry. I was just wondering about, like, with you said the customer service positions, would you ever consider like remote customer service?
We've played with that, Dr. Rochard. We really have, and we did a little bit with that about a month ago. There is so much hands-on back and forth in here. We're hoping to get to that point at one time, but right now, I think we're still trying to learn how to do it right, and so it's to have someone do it remotely is more difficult. But when that's available, I will definitely let you know.
All right, great. All right, thank you so much. I love what you're doing. Have a great night.
Thank you, guys. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you, Lauren.
Good night.
Thank you,
Thank you
Lauren.
very much.
Good night,
Good night, Lauren.
everybody.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
everything.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Yay.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Ayo.
Bye.
Ayo.
Aye.
All right. All right.
What the fuck is that?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Busy, couldn't participate.
Peace,
but
everyone.
Thank you,
Good
Dr.
night.
Mark.
Hey, appreciate
Thank you.
you, Spirit. We'll see you soon, Saturday morning.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right.
All right. Hey.
Oh, yeah. Let's not leave without saying a happy solar return to AO. Happy solar return, AO Ma'at.
Thank you, Reggie.
Happy birthday to you.
This jam is for you, AO.
For the AO scan. I have it with me. I'll show it to you before I leave. Well, tomorrow will be a good day. I'll scan you up and send you your tones.
There's been so many things that held us down.
I'm glad you like it.
Now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've a long, long way to go. And where we'll end up, we don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. Pull ourselves together, push up our hands. Ever been held down.